Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about the funny nature of diet extremists because they are so prevalent in the fitness community today. And I mean people who follow the kookiest, craziest diets, the extreme keto people, vegans, carnivores, all these people. And the funny thing is, when you mention that something on the other extreme is yeah, it is not good, it's a problem, they chime in all happy and excited, but then they get really defensive. And it's really ironic because you can't promote balanced, healthy eating for people. You can't give sane, rational advice because the extremists are so vocal. Like I literally made videos discussing the problems with butter, and people will come in and argue in favor of butter. Like, I'm sorry, let's just be clear. There's a couple of foods that if you really care about your health and fitness, you probably don't eat too regularly. And let's just call it refined sugars and probably butter. Those are definitely on the list of foods that if you really care about your health, these are not things you're consuming every day. Should be some common sense here. Okay, particularly processed meats can be a problem. I mean, this is all. It's kind of like you don't drink alcohol if you care about your health a lot. You don't smoke cigarettes. But the thing is that people will defend their craziness, and then they'll defend their crazy exclusionary diets. And you'll literally have people come in and say, well, you don't until you try a carnivore diet, you can't know. Yeah, I can know. We can look at what we know about gut biome. We can look at what we know about the long-term effects of that. Cutting out all of your carbs, all of your fiber, cutting out all the fiber in your diet, let's just call that. Eating a virtually zero fiber diet will cause long-term harm if you do it long enough. How insane do you have to be to fall for something like that? I'm going to put it a different way. How nutritionally ignorant do you have to be to even fall for that? Come on, people. I mean, that's insane. And it's not like any of these diets are what the fittest, healthiest people on earth eat. People will love to even say things like, well, paleo man died at 35. They died of starvation and disease. Their dietary models are not ideal. Plus, you're not going to even be able to eat what they ate. Do people not understand modern agriculture? All these superfoods are modern. They don't exist in the wild. These are man-made fruits and vegetables. Like, we have created superfoods through selective breeding in agriculture. Broccoli does not exist. There is no natural broccoli out in the wild. Okay? It doesn't exist. It is a cultivated, very, very heavily selectively bred plant that looks, tastes, and has a nutritional value nothing like the original plant. And actually, multiple vegetables have been cultivated from that same species into vastly different vegetables. Okay, some of these things that we think of as superfoods. All right. People get ludicrous with it, and they try to defend their crazy positions. You know what? We should all probably be eating whole foods. And I'm going to say here's an exception. Extreme athletes are the people who benefit from junk calories. Right? And I don't mean lifting. I'm talking people who maybe carry a lot of muscle and they do endurance events. And extreme endurance athletes. If your daily training exceeds 4 hours a day and you carry a lot of muscle, and 4 hours of training doesn't mean you sit down for 5 minutes between sets at the gym. That's not 4 hours of training. Right? That's maybe an hour. Just because you're in the gym or in the weight room doesn't make it 4 hours of training. You guys are not doing cardio between your sets of squats. So, but yeah, there are people who benefit from junk calories. But if you are not doing marathons, and keep in mind, there's still some pretty obese people who do marathons. All right. If you are not an endurance athlete, or you are not an extremely heavyweight bodybuilder, carrying tons of lean mass, in which case you're probably not healthy anyways because you're using large amounts of stuff. Okay, because there's limits to how much muscle the body will put on. All right? You probably don't have a need for empty calories, so we need to drop that nonsense. That's what the problem with the flexible diet. Most people would be better if they just ate a balanced diet. You would be healthier, including the flexible dieters who are like, I can work in junk food every day. No, that's a form of extremism. To say that you need it. You don't have to have cookies and cake every day. In fact, I'll go back over to my point. Those are the things that people will argue against all carbohydrates, all animal products. All right, you're insane. Those are insane, uneducated positions. It's specific, highly refined foods. So you say animal products. Well, hopefully you don't mean chicken breast and Greek yogurt, because you're flat wrong. The evidence does not support you. By carbs, you better not mean rice and potatoes. And fruit, the evidence does not support you. You are ignorant of science. You're following weird, bizarre, cult pseudoscience. Okay? So those sort of food exclusions are crazy. They're crazy. Just call it what it is. All right? Now, saying we shouldn't be eating large amounts of refined fats, oh, no, that's reasonable. Refined sugars, yeah, I would say, to be honest, if you really cared about your health and fitness, those are foods you would not eat regularly. It's like, hey, I have a cheat meal every Friday night that has some, dessert in it. That's when I like to slather my butter. I like to deep fry my butter, my high fructose corn syrup and butter for one meal Friday night. Okay, hey, great. Shouldn't be eating that stuff every day. All right, those are definitely on the list. Refined fats, that would include butter, probably refined oils. I think so. Refined sugars, yeah, you shouldn't be eating those every day. Those are reasonable restrictions. And notice I didn't say exclude them completely. They should just be consumed maybe for special occasions. Once a week type thing. Perfectly fine. Otherwise, we should be eating whole foods. Those whole foods should include animal proteins, especially if your goals are fitness, muscle strength related in any way. You better be eating animal proteins. It is very hard if you don't. All right, fruits, vegetables. Right? These are foods we should, every one of us should be pretty much consuming daily. They should be regular staples in your diet. I don't care what plan you follow, what your goals are. Right? We should be eating minimally processed foods. Minimal, not unprocessed, because certain foods are better cooked and mildly processed. We get better nutrition out of them. Okay? Oats, for example. Grains in general, vegetables in general fall in that category. Cooking is a process. All right? This is what we should be doing. All right? Have a rough track of your calories. Yeah, you should probably know how much protein you eat. All right? These are good practices. This is sane, balanced eating. You should probably only have treats maybe once a week, once or twice tops, right? Unless you literally need the empty calories for your goals. This is sane, reasonable advice. All these extreme diets are crazy. They're not sane. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.